Yo, it's your boy Cool Blue, back at it again with a video here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Today is March 18th, 2021, and the title of the episode is the Season Over? Now, last night, the Philadelphia Flyers played the New York Rangers in Madison Square Garden, and only one team showed up for the game. Now, if you can hear it in my voice, you might be able to guess what team that was. And sadly and unfortunately, it was not the Philadelphia Flyers. The Philadelphia Flyers decided to not show up for the game. And not only did they get beat, okay, not only did they lose the game to the New York Rangers, they got embarrassed. It was ugly. The game was over. Not even halfway through the regulation time. Okay, the end score was 9-0. 9-0. 7 goals were scored in the second period last night against the New York Rangers. And if you didn't turn your TV off, I God bless your soul, because I know a lot of fans probably would have walked out of the building if that game was in Wells Fargo Center. But 9-0. Now, there's not much to report here. There's not much to talk about here. Not a lot of positive things to say about last night's game. The only positive thing about last night's game was that, you know what? No, there's nothing positive to say about last night's game. Last night's game was not one man's lack of effort. It was not one man's mistake. There was not one person on the ice that we can single out and say that, you know, if they would have checked that guy, or if they would have stole the puck, or if they would have, you know, held the guy up against the boards a little longer, if they would have, you know, if there's no reason for any one person for why we lost last night's game. It was a complete team effort in why we lost last night's game. Now, I don't really know what to say when it comes to, is the season over? Because I've been saying for the last few episodes that this road trip was pivotal, very pivotal in the season. And I honestly, and this is just my opinion, I honestly believe that this road trip was going to pretty much sum up what the season was going to be going forward. And we got the first game against the Rangers, and I said, hey, we were down. We came back and won. That's a good start to the road trip. We saw camaraderie within the Jake Voracek, Nolan Patrick, Claude Giroux line. And I was thinking, okay, we're going to show some character here, and we're going to build off of that first game. And the start of the game last night wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination. The start of the game last night was actually pretty decent. We came out kind of hard, and kind of like the way that you would want to start the game. And yes, we gave up a goal. Yes, we gave up 2 goals in the first period. Now, was that detrimental? I'm going to say it's not great, but it was. We could have came back from that. But next thing you know, the second period starts, and we find ourselves down 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I'm like, wow, it can't get any worse. Then it's 6-0, 7-0, and I'm like, there's no way that they're scoring any more in this period. Like, have some pride. And then next thing I know, it's 8-0, 9-0, and I'm speechless. So, when I look at last night's game compared to the first game against the Rangers and how we started the road trip, now I'm questioning. I'm questioning everything. Is the season over? Does our team not have what it takes to even make the playoffs? Because when you look at the standings, okay, we are literally playing ourselves out of a playoff position. And every game we're getting further and further away. We're not heading in the right direction. And it's not going to get any easier. We have the Islanders for 3 games starting tonight. And this is a back-to-back game. I'm very curious to see how the Flyers come out this game because the Islanders are hot. Now, they did lose their last game, but they are hot. We could be seeing something very ugly brewing. And it's very interesting on how coming off of the first game against New York and coming off the second game in New York, I have 2 totally different perspectives. Now, if they would have went into the game last night and they would have fought, went down, tried to come back, you never know. Let's say they lost 2-0 or even 2-1, or even 3-1. I would say, okay, New York took one. It's all right. We'll gear up for the Islanders. But the fact that you get beat 9-0, oh God, like where's your pride? Where there's no respect. You think New York Rangers respected us after that game? They didn't respect us, at least for that game. Come on. They probably could have put up 12. They probably could have put up 13. If they really wanted to, they could have, because that's the kind of night they were having. Or was it that the night? Is that the kind of night that we just let them have? I think that's the troubling part. Is we're at the point now where we keep making, or at least me, I keep making these excuses or these reasonings why there's still hope for this team and this season. But are we at the point where we need to start saying it's just not going to happen? The squad we have is not going to happen unless they make some major trades. This is the product that our upper management has given us, and this is what we have to deal with. Is that where we're at? Are we at that point in the season? Are we at that point in some of these careers for some of these players? I just don't know. I just don't know. And I reported earlier in the day yesterday, earlier than I normally do, and it was before the coach finalized all his lineups. So in the last episode, I had the lineups that I read off and the lineups that I reported, they weren't the ones that the coach decided to go with. So, and I was actually happy about that. I was actually happy to see that some of the guys on the team were not going to get the start because of the way they were playing. I was like, you know what, this is good. This is a good way to switch up the lineups so that we can see if we can win without these guys. And I'm going to take a look here. Actually, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but they took Ghost out. Okay, they took Ghost out of the lineup, and they took Oscar, I believe. I'm looking for the lineup here. I know Ghost was out of the lineup, which I was okay to see. I was okay to see it because you want to have your best lines out there, especially against the Islanders, because the Islanders are the team that you're chasing, right? They're the better team. And okay, yeah, so they put Hagen and put Gustafsson back into the lineup, which was fine for me. Oscar Lindblom and Nicholas Kubel came out of the lineup, and they put in Andreoff and Bunneman. So the way I see this going down was, okay, coach is pretty much saying, Shane, thank you for your offense. Your defense is killing us. Let's see if we can beat this team without you. But that doesn't happen. They take these guys out of the lineup, and we get absolutely destroyed. So now we're going into this Islanders series, and we don't really know where we stand, where our defensemen stand, where Oscar Lindblom and Kubel stand, and those guys in the lineup. These are issues that we're dealing with in a season where if we lose a game, it's so much worse than losing to, the Dallas Stars or the Chicago Blackhawks, someone that's not directly affecting our division. But we're losing games to division teams every single time we lose, and it has a bigger impact on the standings this year. So I just I have I have a lot of frustration because I'm just sick and tired of constantly having to look into the roster, look into the statistics, and try to find reasonable explanations for why we keep some of these players and why there should be hope for a roster to make a Stanley Cup run at some point when we have a roster that is flirting with the line of getting bounced out of the playoffs. Like it's such a shame. It really is, and we need to fix these problems. And I look at the coaching staff and I'm like, is it you or is it the players? And I got to be honest with you, I don't think it is the coaching staff. I think some of these players, we are so grateful and we're so happy when they show up because they shine, but they don't shine consistently enough. And as a fan, you know, I don't care who you put out on the ice. I just want to win. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be one player to shine all the time. Like, play as a team. The only team effort that I saw, like a full team effort as of late, was last night. That's the positive thing. That is the one positive thing that I would say that we saw last night. We actually saw our team do something together, and that was lose. Maybe that's the pivotal moment of the season, right? Maybe that's the pivotal moment where everyone's like, man, this stung. This hurt. We're the laughing stock in the league right now. We just got beat 9-0 against the New York Rangers, who on paper shouldn't be better than you. Okay, now I know you're playing an NHL level hockey team, so at any given night, you know, any team can shine. But collectively, from line 1 to line 4 and all the way down in defense, up and down defense, every single person as a team lost last night together. So is that the point? Do you go into the locker room and say, hey guys, this is the lowest point we're ever going to get in our season because there's no lower than this. So let's build as a team and let's move forward. Can we do that? Can we do that? Because that's where we're at. That is where we're at in our season. And to be honest with you, I never thought we'd get to this point because I didn't think our problems ran that deep, but they do. And it wasn't our goalies. It was not our goalies. I do not put any of that game on either goalie because obviously Moose started in net, and then we got Carter Hart. I don't put it on either one of them because these goalies are going out there and they're expected to perform, right? But how do you perform when you are being you're letting the opponent just, it's like a shoot around for these opponents when it comes to playing us. So that game last night was on the entire team. Now, yes, these goalies needed to step up as well, and they needed to block more shots and not allow the score to get out of hand. But at the same time, I do not put the entire loss on either one of those goalies. Tonight we have the New York Islanders. Now, this is me as a person, okay? If I got humiliated in something, right? If I got absolutely humiliated in something, and I was giving another opportunity to play against any team, especially a back-to-back game, I would be coming out and I would be playing one of the hardest games I could possibly play because I'm mad. I'm pissed off. And there's no way I'm going to go out there and get humiliated again. I would use that game, that 9-0 game, to fuel me for every single game for the rest of the season, playoffs included, because that feeling that you had when you saw that ninth goal go in and you knew that you're on national television, the whole world can see that you were getting your asses beat and that you were being just bullied out there. I would use that to fuel me for the rest of the year. And if our guys collectively can't do that, then we have a serious problem because there's no true competitor that should allow anybody to humiliate them and not want revenge and not be able to channel that into motivation. Now, we have the New York Islanders tonight, one of the hottest teams, okay? Now, we've been talking about the Islanders here and there for a while now, but they're one of the hottest teams in the league. We had such a problem with them last year, and we face them tonight. Now, Carter Hart has been confirmed he's getting the start. We knew this. We expected this. I had said before that I thought this was kind of the plan. Now, I didn't think that Hart was going to start or play last game. I thought that either if Moose was back from his little couple rest days, he would be in net, or even if Lyon was still backing up Hart, I thought Lyon would even get the start. I did not think Carter Hart was going to get the start last night. But we're getting Carter Hart in net tonight, and this is going to be a test. This is a test for our team. This might be the biggest test all season, considering what happened last night. Now, we are 2-0 against the New York Islanders this year. So we do have, as of right now, we have tiebreaker over the New York Islanders. This is a big game. I see this game as seasons on the line type of vibes here. That's what I'm feeling. Now, points per game against the New York Islanders, we do score more than them. We have a 3.22 points per game, where the New York Islanders are sitting at a 2.83. Goals against per game, we are actually way higher, probably because of last night. That game last night definitely didn't help us in this category. But goals per game, we're sitting at a 3.48, whereas the New York Islanders, they don't give up that many goals. They're sitting at a 2.2, which is interesting because when we played them last time, we beat them 4-3, and the time before that, we beat them 3-2. So they don't really give up too many goals, but they also don't score that many goals. So it should be an interesting matchup. It is in their building. I'm sure their fans will be there. So, as much as we wanted fans back in sports, we have to get used to that being a factor, because it is. It's definitely a factor. As much as it is to not have them there, they are definitely a factor being there. So on the power play percentage, now the power play percentage for these two clubs are almost identical. Our power play percentage is 20.21%, where the Islanders are sitting at 20.48. So our power play is pretty even. Now our penalty kill, their penalty kill is a little bit better than ours. Ours is sitting at a 74.12%, where they're sitting at an 80.82%. So what does that tell us? Obviously, avoid penalties. We need to play hard tonight. I mean hard. I want to see hitting out there. And I'm not talking Broad Street bullies. I'm not talking about dropping the gloves and going after guys and blah, blah, blah. What I'm talking about is being physical on the puck, up on the forecheck, not letting guys push us around, playing defense, making if a guy on the Islanders wants to get to the net, make him work to get to the net. Don't just open the door and let him run right through. Okay? We need to be more physical on the puck. Um, this game, I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little nervous because if this game gets out of hand, now we were hitting the panic button. We hit the panic button against Washington. This is going to be like panic button has been pushed, ejector seat has been ejected. Like we're out if it gets ugly like we saw last night against the Rangers. Man, I'm just I don't even. I'm nervous, okay, because I care. I'm nervous because I care. But yeah, that's where we're sitting. So, and that's the thing. When I look at the stats, like we are as good as the Islanders, like, and we've proven that. But we have to show up, right? We have to care enough, and we have to put the effort every single game. Like, and we have to do it as a team. We can't just be like, oh, well, Scott Lawton's hot. Let's put him up on the second line. And, he'll score goals for us. He'll keep us in the game. No. Like, we need to play our game, and we need to play with confidence. We're not playing with confidence. And after last night, like I said, we need to play with some fight. Now, JVR, his quote for the game tonight, which was very interesting, he said that he said it's going to be a dogfight out there. I agree. And I hope that quote right there is going to be a dogfight out there tonight. I hope that quote from JVR is him telling us, hey, we don't want last night to happen again. We understand that it's time to fight. It's time to fight. I mean, for goodness sakes, this is a Philadelphia Flyers team. You do not win in this city, especially with our fans. You do not win in this city if you do not fight. So let's get into the dogfight and let's win. We can do it. I know we can. Moose backing up Hart. Oh my gosh. If they pull Hart tonight, if something happens and they have to pull Hart tonight, I'm just gonna be mad. I know I'm gonna be mad. But I don't know. So we're currently sitting at 31 points. And the New York Islanders are sitting at 42 points. Now, it would be very hard to catch up on them, but these are the games you have to win to make up these grounds, right? Especially when we have 3 games in hand in that against the Islanders. These are the games. So I'm hoping that in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, we look back and we say, hey, remember that 9-0 loss and we were humiliated on national television and we thought the season might be over? That was the changing point. That was the pivotal moment in our season where we realized that, like, hey, we need to get our shit out of we need to get our head out of our asses, and we need to fucking win. I'm hoping that that's the mentality that we have a couple weeks from now. So this game, I think, will tell us everything we need to know about this team. I'm not even gonna say that every time we play the Islanders, I think we go into overtime. I'm pretty sure both games were in overtime. Because that's how evenly matched we are, right? Is that the case? It's not confirmed that we won in overtime, but I'm pretty sure we won in overtime both times. But yeah, the game's going on in a few minutes. I'm gonna wrap this video up so I can post it, and then I can go watch the game. Because it was 4-3, 3-2, the last 2 matchups. I'm gonna say we're gonna win 3-2. I'm gonna say first goal, Claude Giroux is gonna come out, and he's gonna set the tone. He's gonna do captain things, and he's gonna get this ball rolling. 3-2. Flyers win. Giroux's going to score. I'm going to say Konechny will score. And I'm going to say Kevin Hayes is going to score. They're my 3 picks. Like I said, pivotal game. Feels like a playoff game. I'm nervous, but I think we can do it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, turn on that bell for notifications. You'll be notified anytime I do a live stream. Hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All the support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Go Flyers.